White House is responding to that latest New York Times report that President Biden told a key ally he knows he may not be able to salvage his candidacy if he cannot convince the public in the coming days that he is up for the job. Well, the response has been swift. Now the White House releasing this reaction saying, quote, "This claim is absolutely false. And if we had been given more than 7 minutes, we could have communicated this before it was publicized." NewsNation's Kelly Meyer joining us now on the phone. Kelly, just yet another accusation the Biden administration is trying to swat down amid concerns over his candidacy.
Yeah, and, we're just, at the White House today as they're trying to field all of these reports that are circling, coming out from different outlets. And as you said, we just got that back from Andrew Bates. He's a White House spokesperson, basically saying that they didn't get enough time to respond, to comment on this story. But it is saying in that piece from the New York Times that President Biden reportedly told an ally that he is weighing whether to continue in this race. And it comes as we've been covering and talking about several Democratic lawmakers calling for Biden to withdraw from the race. It comes as we are here at the White House today, and there are several moments that we're monitoring. There's the president's meeting with Vice President Harris this afternoon. There's a White House all-staff meeting that we're told is going to be a morale booster. And there's also this meeting tonight with Democratic governors that they got together on a Zoom call on Monday, all of the Democratic governors talking about what happened on Thursday. Now we know that the White House reached out to those governors. We know Gavin Newsom of California is going to be here, Kentucky Governor Beshear, and these are all names that are being floated as potential replacements if it comes to that, Marni.
Do we expect anything more than a statement from the White House? I mean, is there any indication that the president may speak on this matter more publicly to, again, swat away concerns?
It's a great question. And, there are some opportunities where we will see the president today. It seems as though the strategy from the White House that we're seeing is business as usual. They are going about what they have today is a medals honor ceremony this afternoon. And then again, we said with that meeting with governors, which is closed to press inside the Roosevelt Room. We know the president will be going on to celebrate the 4th of July tomorrow with the barbecue with military and service members, and then the 4th of July celebration tomorrow night. But nothing in there for him to speak to the press. We only know that the White House press secretary said that there is going to be a solo press conference coming up next week around the NATO summit happening in D.C. But beyond that, it's a great question. We don't know if he's going to come out and address these calls himself.
What about the interview with ABC News set for Friday? What more do you know, Kelly, about preparation that the president is going through to prepare for that? Because that will be the first time he speaks at length, likely about some of the issues and challenges he's facing.
Yeah, they haven't said publicly what the preparations are, but I'm sure behind the scenes this is something that they are getting ready for. We know he took a week to get ready for last week's debate when he took off at Camp David with his closest advisors. I'm sure they're huddling and doing the same thing. They seem to keep trying to put him in front of the camera, taking the advice from some Democrats saying, get him out there, do some more unscripted moments, get away from the teleprompter, put him in front of the cameras. We saw that yesterday as he did some remarks here in D.C. on extreme weather. But we don't know exactly what's happening behind the scenes to prepare him for this sit-down interview, but certainly something that many will be watching.
So I'm looking at some of my notes from my producing team. Multiple Democrat aides confirming next week there will be a regularly scheduled all-caucus meeting on Tuesday. There is a chance, because of the urgency of this situation, some may say that it would be moved up. How unique might that be?
Certainly unique, and it's hard because this is a holiday week. This is a week where they are looking to celebrate the 4th of July. The members are at home. They're with their families. They're with their constituents celebrating the 4th of July. So they aren't here in Washington, D.C. So all of this is happening kind of trying to speed up this process. We know as the Democratic governors are coming here last minute for this meeting. They actually were working to get this together. We didn't know if it was going to be happening tonight or in the coming days because of the speed at which they were trying to put this meeting together. So there certainly might be something coming up even sooner, or calls happening. We do know that the president made calls to the top Democrat in the House, Hakeem Jeffries. He's also spoken to Senator Chris Coons, a strong ally in the Delaware senator. So he is making calls, which is something that he hadn't done yet. But we're also checking to see if he's also contacted Schumer and Pelosi. Pelosi, we know, kind of leaving the door open to whether is this a condition or is something going on here.
Yeah, one of the questions is, are they calling him, or is the president and his team being proactive and calling senators and other lawmakers in the midst of some of these challenges? Kelly Meyer at the White House, we'll let you go and let you continue gathering information on this. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.